Well, good evening. Another stream, another week away. Hope you're all doing fine. Hope you're all doing well. So this is my weekly stream. Hello out there. I can let's just see. We've got a few people watching. Don't forget, you can tune in to me now on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook as well. So you've got all those people. So all those people watching. Hello, everyone. Anyone who's joined me on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook, welcome along. So let's get started on this thing. I can see that Sophie's on and Paul's on and John's on as well. So thanks very much for joining. So let's just get on with that presentation. So it's a bit of a DVS update tonight, folks. I just thought I'd do like another little DVS update because a lot of people have. It's still a burning question as to what's happening with it and what have you, and how it's all going ahead and what have you. So I thought I'd do like another little update, and I've got some more questions asked as well. So without further ado, let's. Yes, please make sure that you share and subscribe. So could you share this to all your engineer friends and what have you, please? I have got a page now on YouTube. I've got a page on LinkedIn, and I've got a page on Facebook. So please, if you don't mind, please could you share them along, and ask anyone to please subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I'm trying to build my my subscribers up, and if I get over 100, then I can start to change the name and things like that. But as it stands at the moment, there's not many subscribers on there. Got loads on Facebook, so thanks for anyone that's listens to me and watches me on Facebook as well. So let's crack on. And if I remember how to push my buttons like I normally do. So I have asked this question before, so any of the new guys or girls out there that have not asked these questions before, so please leave your comments. Please make sure. Please also make sure that you're if you are on, please leave your answers as comments as well. So if you've, and also any questions at all about the stream that I'm doing now about the presentation, please leave them as comments on there, and I'll do my very best to answer them through the show or after the show and what have you. But the first question is what does IP rating stand for? That's the first one. And what's the highest rating for IP? So if you know what IP, what's the highest rating you can get? And do we need to install DVR, that's digital video recording hardware, into a vehicle that is part of the DVS, or as part of the DVS DVS specification? Okay. So hello and welcome. So hello Paul, hi Sophie again. Hello John. If I've got any others, please leave your comments so I can say hello to you. So if you want me to give you a mention, please drop on and I can leave you a mention then. So it's the introduction to DVS. What we're going to do is where and when is it going to happen. So where it is in the country and when is it happening. And what we're going to do again is a sort of little go through of the standards for us, which I've added some extra little bits and bobs in for us. And we'll talk about the cameras, the sensors, and the audible alert, and also about a little bit about warranties and the IP ratings. So first things first, if you haven't seen this document already, the DVS guys are saying that these are the specifications that we need to work to. Alongside theirs, this is the vehicle safety equipment. Have you all? Can you all see it all, or have you all got a black screen? Oh, interesting. Are you all on board? Can everyone let me know that you can see me or not on YouTube and what have you? Please, could you let me know? It would be great to have a little bit of feedback. Hi Sam, it just says you've got a black screen and you're watching a black screen. What's that all about then? it would be interesting to see. Let's have a look at your. If you could give me some comments, please, because if we have got just a black screen, it's just come on. Thank goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness. Oof. I'm so glad about that. So, going back to the presentation, the Fleet Operators Recognition Scheme Vehicle Equipment Safety Guide, or Vehicle Safety Equipment Guide. This is the document. If anyone wants a copy of it, I have got one. Drop me a message, and I'll send it through to you. I'll send you through this document, so it gives you a rough idea of what DVS's look. You know what it's all about, and what's required from the specification. Okay. So the area that it's covered by. So what we're talking about is, if you can see the map there, it's the outer grey area. That is the DVS area. So obviously goes all the way into the centre of London, but it's basically the GLA, as they call it, the London wide, as it is on that on that boundary there. I think it is. Yes, it's the London wide boundary. So you can see the blue ring that goes around London. That's the M25. So there's no restrictions whatsoever on the M25. If anyone's told you that is contrary, it is basically the grey blue area that you can see all the way around London on the outside part of it. So it's basically more or less as soon as you get off the M25 per se in certain areas. So if you're looking on the east side, like as soon as you get off the M25 and onto the M4, you are straight into the DVS zone area. Although there is, I believe, a grey area on the M4 itself, but as soon as it goes down to the A4, which is only like about 1 or 2 junctions, as an example, you are straight into that DVS area. Oops, and we've lost my screen. Just the best when that happens. Sorry about that, guys and girls. Oops, I'm back. Oh, don't you just love it when it happens? There we go. We'll go back to that one. It's live for you. This is how it works. Let me put my camera back in. Hopefully this will let me do it. Am I in? No, it won't. Oh, don't we just love live streaming? But anyway, enforcement as to when we'll carry on. It starts in 2021. Enforcement will be introduced from March the 1st at the earliest, but it will be confirmed by October 2020 and published on our website. That's an excerpt straight from the DVS website. So that's how it is going to be. What vehicles does it cover? Well, it's any vehicle over 12 tonnes which has a low direct vision rating. So you can basically go on to, if anyone wants to inquire about this, you go onto the TfL website and you can enter a reg number and that will give you the rating. So as an example, the 2 vehicles you see here, one is a 2, which is basically means it needs to have cameras and what have you installed. And this one is a 4, which passes most of the rules and stuff because it has a low-level camera, low-level cab, should we say, not a low-level camera. It's a low-level cab, as you can see there. So when it doesn't pass, it has to have class 4 and class 5 and class 6 mirrors. So that's your 2 mirrors at the top, and then it needs to have sensors, side underbars, and blind spot cameras. So in terms of, from our point of view, we're talking about close proximity sensors and blind spot cameras and alerts as well. As you can see, there's your alerts. But what we're looking at in terms of the side of the vehicle, now trailers are excluded I've been told, reliably informed, but the front area has to cover the as far as, and this is where there is a conflict, but I am going to try and get this straight in the next couple of weeks, is to actually establish if it is halfway along the vehicle or all the way along the vehicle on a rigid. But remember, and it will come up on the next bit, is 1 meter from the rear end of a tractor unit as well. But this, as it says there, it's recommended. It doesn't actually say that that is the definite, it's just recommended. It's not the definite as it stands. So there's a real grey area that I think needs to be addressed. But in the FORS document, as you know, the FORS document itself is very, very different. The FORS document actually says that it has to go all the way along, and the same as on that picture there on a tractor unit, but halfway along on a rigid. So these are some of the things that we will get answers for hopefully before October. So in terms of cameras and what have you, we need to have high quality CE marked. We recommend recommend an E-mark camera. They've got to be IP rated, I would say, definitely. Recommended, I would say IP69K, but the minimum of IP69. And it's mounted in a suitable place where it's safe, away from damaged, secured to a standard, and in terms of sound, the speaker has to be 65 to 88 decibels. So that's your setting there. Let's see if I can get I'm back in. Hey, I've managed to fiddle enough to get myself back on the screen. So there we go. Hello, everybody. So in terms of cables, they need to be a high quality sealed cable, water resistant and sealed connections as well, and routed in a place where it will be safe from some damage. And you need to make sure that all external cables in conduit, and make sure that if you're connecting to trailers that you actually connect it to a SUSI and using SUSI wires, what have you, but secured to a to a standard as well. DVRs and displays, they need to be CE marked or recommended E marked as well, securely mounted, obviously away from the driver's view if it can. If it has to be in the driver's view, you have to follow certain regulations. More about that in another stream. Cable secured to the OEM standard. If you can try and make it secured to that level, that's great. And installed exactly as I say there, installed so as not to obstruct the driver's view of the road. Otherwise, we're talking about MOT failures and what have you. So in terms of displays, again, this is a big beef of mine about displays. If you were to look at a lot of displays that are out there, they'll be showing something like this, which is like a interior view, a front view, basically that's your near side view and a rear view. Now, really, what it should be showing is a split view, something like that. So I'll put myself back up here. A split view, something like that, so that you can see that you've got like a side view and a rear view, but not any of the front views or interior views. I just think that that's just a distraction. Leave your comments. Really like to know what you think of this, because this is something I'd like to push forward and make sure that all displays show something like this when it's driving down the road. Or blank, that could be another way to look at it. And when the indicator's on, when you operate the indicator, it goes to side view so that you can see side view only. And when you go to rear view, it switches to rear view camera so that you can actually see the rear view and everything else. So DVRs, again, same sort of thing. Is it required? That's your. I'd like to know whether you could see answers. Or rear only. Yes, Simon, I can see that as well. CE marked or recommended E marked, securely mounted, cable secured. 30 days of footage now is required. Reason that's required is you've got unscrupulous people that do these cash for claims, and they will ultimately try and put a claim in instead of straight away. They'll put a claim in like sort of about 25 or 24 or a week or 2 weeks afterwards, and you think that your footage is gone when in fact you've actually got 30 days footage of it. So if you've got, as you can see there, one HD camera at the front to capture all that information, and then the rest in AHD, and you would need, to get that type of footage, you would need a 2 terabyte camera, 2 terabyte memory. Sorry, so that's 2 terabyte memory. So as I said, all this information is available within this Fleet Operators Recognition Scheme Vehicle Safety Equipment Guide. So all the information, all the nitty gritty, then it is all in there. So let me know if you'd like a copy of that. Then that would be great. So, questions. Here's the answers for all the questions that anyone was asking for. What does IP rating stand for? It stands for Ingress Protection. And what's the highest rating for IP? It's IP67K. That makes it pressure wash proof. And do we need to install DVR recording hardware? No, only a camera and display for DVS. So only the camera and a display for DVS, as far as there's no DVR required. Question answers. Right, let's have a look at this. So I can't, because I've got this new streaming software and I'm trying it all out, you know, as you do. It's not allowed me to, it's not exactly allowed me to leave any comments, but I can read some of the comments off. Is there any standards for camera cables? No, but I have got a call planned with someone from DVS, a gentleman from DVS, and once I've had that conversation, that's another question that I need to add. If you have got any questions for the DVS guys, as I say, please let me know, and I'll get those to you. So if you have, I'll get those out. So if you have got any questions, leave the comments. Leave those comments on there. It'd be great to, you know, listen to them and hear them and everything else. And if you got the comments, sorry, please leave me them there, and I will try and get these into DVS so that we can get some answers from them, because there are some grey areas about the standards and what have you. Right, what other questions have we got? I personally think the monitor is off when driving and only switches on with an event trigger. So yeah, with you, yeah, totally agree with you, Brendan. That's come from Brendan Lochran. Yes, totally agree with you, Brendan. I would agree with that as well. Let's just see what the DVS guys say about that, because again, do you feel that that part of it is a bit vague and there's no information for it? Okay. Yes, Sophie, seen another question there. So DVR for 4s, no DVR for DVS. No, there is no requirement to have DVR for DVS. Remember that it's all about direct vision standards, and that the direct vision standards are all about blind spots and avoiding blind spots and what have you. So yes, good one. That's why it's not required. Matt Gardner, watching on YouTube. Thanks, Matt. Does audible warning need to be a voice message? Good question. I don't actually know. I will find out for you. I will find out with DVS and actually find out if. But from what I can gather, it needs to be something like this vehicle is turning left, or from what I can gather. But I will find out and make you aware of that, Matt. Steve says, where do we find this guide? Steve, I'll send it over to you. I'll get you a message, and we'll get that message to you, Steve. No problem at all. Any others? Jamie, hi Jamie. Hi Dan. Hi Sam. Hi Adam. If I haven't already said to you, Simon, Brendan. So that's all the questions answered for tonight. Thanks very much for watching. Got an interesting one for next week because we're going to talk about next week. Oh, little reminder, please share and please subscribe if you could, my channel, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. If you could share it, that would be fantastic. As I say, I'm trying to build my subscriber list so that I can do a little bit more on YouTube, so I can change the link and what have you. So if you could share my page with everybody and subscribe as well, that would be great. Have I got any more questions? I'll get your last couple of questions in. If we fit DVS, if we fit cameras for DVS, is there a set height or view for the cams? I see a lot of different camera locations on sites. Great question, Simon. This is one of the questions that I wanted to ask to our guys and girls at DVS. So I will get those to you. Yes, Sophie, I've just seen your message as well. As soon as I get that guide, yes, Brendan as well. More before I go. Can bird eye systems be used for DVS? Good one as well. I will find out, Matt. That's a really good question. Worth noting the speed module as well from Brendan. Yes, I will make a note of that. But for tonight then, thanks very much. Any other questions? Because I'm about to pop off. I'm going to go and have a brew. So thanks ever so much. Next week, we're going to talk about alarm security and Thatcham next week. So if you would like to watch that, that's me for next week. But thanks for watching tonight. Hope you're all well and keeping safe and keeping socially distant and everything else. From me, it's good night.